George and I have been privileged to host a delegation from our Florida Senate, President Senator Alexander, Senator Lawson, and we have all come to the same conclusion that this is a wonderful opportunity to have high-speed rail, and that it is unlikely that the U.S. Department of Transportation is going to grant Florida's application unless the state of Florida shows a commitment to commuter rail that would tie in to the high-speed rail. Senator Lemieux and I have said that we are ready to do whatever the state Senate and the state House of Representatives needs with regard to persuading state legislators that this is of such monumental importance that we simply cannot fail. High-speed rail in Florida would be $2.5 billion of the $8 billion that is available in the stimulus bill for high-speed rail. And just to give you an idea of the competition, over 200 applications from 40 states for that money. Florida's advantage is that we have the right-of-way down the middle of Interstate 4, and the environmental studies have been done. It's ready to go. It's a stimulus construction project that can put people to work. And you certainly know that you can't solve the traffic problem between Orlando and Tampa by continuing to build extra lanes on Interstate 4. So this is a solution that is begging for action. And Senator Lemieux and I are going to assist these gentlemen whatever they need in trying to convince their colleagues to make this happen. George.
Thank you, Senator Nelson. Senator Nelson's been a leader on this issue, and I appreciate Senator Atwater, Senator Alexander, Senator Lawson being here today. It shows their commitment to the future of Florida. I've been working with Senator Nelson on this issue. I had an opportunity to speak with Secretary LaHood personally last week in my office, and there is a tremendous opportunity to get this done and get a transformative thing achieved for the people of Florida. To bring high-speed rail between Orlando and Tampa will not only create thousands of jobs, but it will be a generational change in how we get around Florida. It will be a transformative experience for both Orlando and Tampa and the cities in between. And we cannot let this opportunity slip by. Shame on us if we give up $2.5 billion in an opportunity to transform the way we get around Florida and the way we do business in Florida. I don't think that'll happen. These great leaders from the Florida Senate are working hard to not make it a missed opportunity. And I know that the House stands in support as well. So, like Senator Nelson said, we are here to stand shoulder to shoulder with our colleagues in the state and to get this done and lend whatever efforts we can. President Atwater.
President Atwater.
Thank you, Senator Nelson and Senator Lemieux. Thank you for the invitation to come up and be with you. And to set up the appointments that gave Senator Lawson, Senator Alexander, and I a chance to hear directly from the Federal Rail Administration and from the Department of Transportation saying to us, we've made a commitment to Florida. And in fact, $40 million of the present SunRail commuter rail system is in this year's budget. And the comment was to us very clearly, look, if we're going to be your partner going forward, we're going to make a very difficult decision in the allocation of federal funds across this country. You need to show us that our confidence in Florida proceeding on with rail connectivity and long-term commitment to rail and the value of rail is there in the legislature. And so we talked about long-term funding as well, and that was key on their mind, that they made it clear to us that it was about sustainable funding and risk-free funding, that they would know that the investments that would be made in our present system of tri-rail could be funded into the future, and that what we would establish in connectivity around the state would have funding for its operation, its maintenance, and its growth. And we heard that loud and clear today. And I think that we certainly feel in a challenging time like we are in today, economically challenged, but also hopeful on the future of Florida and its place within this union as a great economic engine for the country, that we see this as a chance not only for job creations at the moment to get started, but the economic renewal that will take place in our urban core around the state, Tampa and Orlando and down to Miami and up to Jacksonville over time. These are all steps, and I think we heard today some encouragement as well as a little bit of a nudge that it's time to think hard about how soon we could be communicating to our federal partners that Florida is ready to go. And we will take that message back to our colleagues, and I have confidence that our colleagues will be receptive to the message and encouraged to press onward at the earliest opportunity. Senator Lawson, our minority leader, when he and I chatted, as did Senator Alexander, our budget chair, they wanted to be part of this trip to hear it firsthand and to hear the opportunities for Florida firsthand. And so I'd like to pass this on to our leader, Senator Lawson.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's obvious that I'm real pleased to be here with our U.S. Senators. We have great leadership from them in the state of Florida. And as most of you know, the information that we received today was very valuable, especially as being a minority leader of the Democrats in the state of Florida. Obviously, Senator Nelson, this is not a slam dunk, but the ball is in our court. And I think that as we go back to Florida and realize the opportunities that this rail system will have on Central Florida and South Florida is tremendous. And I also think there'll be a lot of spin-off. As you all know, I'm in North Florida. In North Florida anyway, you know, as a youngster growing up, you know, we really thought a great deal about rails, and most youngsters do. But I can tell you is that when you see that Florida has some of the highest unemployment in the country, and to see the number of jobs that is going to come out of this, and the resources that we'll bring to Florida, you know, we have to make sure that our colleagues, both in the House and the Senate, are very aware of the fact that is a tremendous opportunity for us, and this is one that we can't afford to lose. So we leave here with great expectations. I think, as we get back to Florida, that will mean a great deal. And we know that we are dealing with a deadline, as they say, winter is the issue. You know, it's still sunshine in Florida, but we want to make sure that we meet those deadlines and educate everyone that's involved and look at the resources that we'll bring to the state. Senator Alexander.
The chairman of the Corporations Committee.
Thank you, Senator. Senators, appreciate you being here. It's been an interesting trip. It's one of the few times I've been to Washington. Don't come up much, but I thought this was an important thing to understand firsthand. For me, it's always about jobs. It's jobs, jobs, and jobs. And here in our situation, we're ready to go. We own the right-of-way, or 90+% of the right-of-way. We've done the environmental impact statements. We're ready to go with this project. It can come out of the ground in very short order. One of the most ready-to-go projects of this type anywhere around. And in the process, not only do we create jobs today, but we have an opportunity to fundamentally change the way we move around our state and do our small part to make our state a little less dependent on foreign oil and the problems that it creates in our state. So it's a privilege to be here, and with the leadership of these great senators and our state senate leadership, I'm sure we make good progress.